Good morning. Here's Periscope Leadership Periscope number 5. I wanted to do a quick piece on conducting proper performance reviews today. Hopefully that will help some of you if you're in a position of supervisor, manager, director, VP, or above. I did a little blog on this, of course, when I was a blogger. Not sure if I refer to that enough. But performance reviews are critical, and they really are. And it's a really important piece for someone to review the year and then get set up for the following year. And they should have some critical elements in it, and they should be involved. Obviously, there's going to be the job performance, the metrics. Are they hitting your expectations? If they're in sales, did they hit all their numbers? If they're in marketing, did they drive all the traffic? Did it close? If they're in operations, did they hit their quotas? All those types of things need to be in there. And it starts from there, but you need to speak about behaviors as well, and you need to give them some sense of whether they've done a good job or not. But the performance review can't get written the week the performance review is done. And what I mean by that, not the physical act of writing it. Of course, you're going to write that closer to year end or mid-year if you're doing the mid-year. But what the content should be building all year. So when you have one-on-ones, do your one-on-ones include a box for recognition or areas of improvement? And those should be really high-level achievements or high-level areas of improvement that if they get closed and fixed, that's notified in the one-on-ones as well. And then when those make it into the mid-year performance review or the full-year performance review, you're truly doing justice in reviewing the individual's performance for the entire year. So one, your weekly one-on-ones, how are you putting in those material and content that's going to set you up for success when you write the reviews? Number two, how are you using feedback from customers, from peers, from indirect reporting structure throughout the organization? How are you saving emails when they've done something above and beyond so you can go and include those in the review? They also have to have supporting documentation to validate any points when you're measuring someone's performance. So for us, as example, we have surveys that we do with our customers twice a year. And when we get the qualitative feedback back from those surveys that keeps the anonymity of the customer, but can identify the individual who served them positively or negatively, there's a file about that thick that goes in behind the performance review to support whatever comments I or one of my managers have made. So again, you really want to build that story through the entire year, and you have to be able to back it up because you're dealing with someone's career. And ideally, you want to be recognizing great performance, or you want to be identifying a few things that will help them go to the next level. And then lastly, is there a performance development plan piece? So it's one thing to say you did a good job in X and you build a story the entire year and you have no definition of how they're going to go to the next level and no buy-in to where you're taking accountability. So here's an example. You're doing a performance review. I'm going to use a sales associate because I'm in the sales world now. And let's say they're deficient on overcoming objections. There's a simple one that almost every single sales program has out there. How are you observing the behaviors in the sales center to have identified that in the review? And then if you're doing a performance development plan, where is your buy-in to that plan? What type of resources are you giving them? How many observations are you going to make? How are you going to sign off on the behavior being corrected? What is their ownership in that plan? Those things all need to go in your performance development plan. So again, a very quick Periscope this morning. I'm going to try and get quicker at these versus rambling on. When you're writing a year-end performance review, the story should be being built all year in your weekly one-on-ones, highlighting any big achievements or areas of opportunity that have gotten corrected or are still outstanding. Those need to get in. Emails, letters from peers, letters from customers need to be saved in a file so you can bring the big high-level ones into that review and put them in there as well. Supporting documentation that validates any statistical numbers you're putting into your review, qualitative feedback as well as quantitative feedback, customer surveys, etc. And lastly, a great performance development plan where you're taking accountability to help them take accountability to closing the loop or going to the next level. That's it. But if you're writing performance reviews at the end of the year and the first time you're thinking about them is at that time, you're behind the 8 ball, and trust me, your team will feel it. I hope this helped. Quick Periscope. I got performance reviews to do. Ciao, baby.